everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Hey, if you guys are new here or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us feed all of our hungry hippos, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That really helps us as well. So today we're looking at what sold on Poshmark. I didn't get around to making one of these for the month of April, so we're going to look at April and May. We're just going to look at the highlights. You can see along the top I have quite a bit of tabs pulled out, but I tried to just be selective since we're going to be looking at 2 months. I know your time is valuable and I don't want to keep you too long. I just want to show you some of the things that I sell on Poshmark that are tried and true for me, that sell consistently, that sell well as some home runs that I'm very excited about. And of course, as with every what sold video, you're going to see every single plush sale. So we're going to start with April and then we'll work our way into May, and we'll just talk about each item as we go. The beautiful thing about Poshmark, when you're looking at something that's sold, it shows you the price. So sometimes when I do the what sold on eBay videos, if I took a best offer, you always see the original price. It's a little bit harder for me to set those videos up if I want to tell you how much I actually did an offer for. So I do like this, and we can kind of guesstimate my profits on Poshmark a little bit better because the buyers do pay for the shipping period, and Poshmark takes 20% period unless it's a sale under $15 like the one you're looking at now. They take a $2.95. So $3 rounded up. This was a $9 profit on a plush I paid $1 for. So an $8 profit on this Ann Getty's Bumblebee baby doll. I like Ann Getty's dolls. They used to sell for a lot more than this. I used to be able to get 40 and 50 for them years ago. So this is one brand. It's either fell out of favor or lost popularity or was part of the problem of the race to the bottom, or probably honestly a combination of all three. But they're still decent if you can find the low cost of goods. And depending on which ones you have in their size, you can get anywhere from a bread and butter price like this all the way up to probably like 25 and 30 anymore is probably the most you're going to get for an Ann Getty's, unless you find something very unique. This is an example of something that I still comp. I don't comp a lot of our items, plush included, just because I've been selling it for so long, and I list mostly similar items over and over again, especially when it comes to jeans and things like that. But there are things I will comp, and that's like Dandy plush, Ann Getty's plush, Gans plush, anything that I know some of their plush is worth $8 and some of it's worth 50. I'm always going to look it up just to be sure, but I don't spend a lot of time on it. I just quickly look on eBay at the listed and the sold, and then take a price that's kind of average but on the higher end, and then I price even higher than that because I always give myself room to run offers and sales. All right, next we have a poop. This is a Secret Life of Pets Chloe. I believe she was a McDonald's toy, or no, she's Ty. I had some McDonald's toys from this movie as well. This is just an example of items I get in wholesale lots. I set aside poop for a rainy day. I don't make it a priority, but I don't get rid of stuff. Once I've purchased a bulk buy or a wholesale purchase, I paid one price to get all of that delivered to my door. So I'm going to list the good stuff immediately, and things like this that I know are poop, they're going to go in a box I have in my office. And when that box is full, I'll take the time to photograph it. And then it sits on this perfectly on our catalog for a long time before we even build the listings or push them out. So there's like 3 steps to how poop gets listed, but it does eventually. It gives you stuff to list when you can't get out, especially in places up north in the winter. Here's another poop. Hug and Love Pig. Sold for $7. A Gans Webkin, speaking of them, this is a bread and butter one. It sold for $11. So this is something that would sell for like $18, give or take, on eBay. And then you would do 18 free ship or some combination of the price plus shipping. I do give a little bit more leeway on Poshmark. You can get more money. You can start higher there. But when I do offers on here, I always keep in mind the shipping on here can be kind of high. For little stuffed animals, we sell remote controls. I'm going to show you a comic here later. It's a lot. And the buyers know that $8 for a 2-ounce necklace or Plush or remote control is a lot. So keep that in mind when you're doing your offers over here. Alternatively, you can now set your Poshmark to do free shipping and just build it into the price if you'd like to do that. Another poop. This is a little Grover that sold for $5. And then here's a bundle we sold I wanted to show you. The bundle sold for $27 all in. There was a Build-A-Bear, and he was kind of cute. He's a BFF, little pink Build-A-Bear. And there's a Peep and a remote. So this was a pretty good bundle. I do offer 30% off plus a discount on shipping to folks on Poshmark who make bundles, and then I can just ship it in a large box. You can use any priority supplies to ship your Poshmark items. So you can order them for free from the USPS website, and you don't have to pay for your supplies to ship on Poshmark. Joe's Jeans sold for $23. That is pretty good, especially considering they paid another $8 for shipping. These are women's. I love Joe's Jeans. They do well on eBay as well. They do okay on Mercari, and they do well on Poshmark. This is a really good brand. I still get excited when I find it. A tank top or tankini, sorry, a swim tank top tankini. I used to actually really look for these and source these. Since I don't really go to the thrift store as often as I did when we were first starting and building our business, I don't get these as often. But I will go eyeball them. I do go thrifting once a month with my local eBay group. And honestly, the rest of the time, Keith and I now order all of our items wholesale delivered to our door. So we don't go sourcing together. I go with my group, with my friends. But I do eyeball the swimsuit section. Stuff like this that's 99 cents is definitely worth picking up. If you have a volume-based business or you're okay with bread and butter or filler items, you can get this brand, on sale at your thrift for $1 or $2, and you can still make a $10 profit on it. Madewell, I love Madewell. It's one of my favorite jeans brands, and it's one of the most common ones I get in thread-up boxes. I don't really find these out in the wild so much here, but I get these in my thread-ups a lot, and I'm always appreciative and I'm always excited. Abercrombie & Fitch is one of my go-to bread and butter brands. I know a lot of people say it's low-end mall brand. They're not wrong. Is it poop? I wouldn't say it's poop. They sell for $18 to $25 on eBay, or around $13 to $15 on Poshmark, and they sell fast. So they're not like a high return on your investment. They're not like finding $90 mother jeans. No, but every time I have Abercrombie & Fitch, and Hollister falls into this as well, they sell very quickly. For me, they have a high sell-through rate. They move out the door within a 2-week period. Most jeans, based on our research that we did for our clothing guide, most brands of jeans take 6 to 9 months to sell. Some of the better brands take 3 to 6 months, but most are very long tail and have a very slow sell-through rate. For me, jeans that are going to sell in under a month and profit me $10 that I paid $1 for are chef's kiss. So I do love Abercrombie and I do love Hollister. Additionally, they usually are smaller junior sizes or smaller sizes. So if you're selling them on eBay, you can ship them with that ground advantage for like $5 to $6. It's a win-win. And the last highlight I picked out from April was some Miss Me jeans. These can still sell pretty well. I do remember Miss Me and silver jeans selling for like $60 and $50 when I first started reselling. Now I'm lucky if I can get around $35, $30, and that's all it. So the fact that they pay $27 here plus the $8 shipping, that makes them a $35 pair of jeans. That would be like $25 plus $10 shipping on eBay. So that was a pretty good sale. I still pick up Miss Me's. I just don't pay up for them anymore. There was a time when I would pay $10 even for Miss Me's and certain other brands that I knew I could list for $50 and $60. All right, we're going to move into May, and we'll start with the plush from the month of May that sold on Poshmark. We have this pink sloth. Y'all might remember him. This sloth was my favorite sloth for a long time. One of my reselling friends, Donna, had sent me a box of plush she had laying around, and I guess she intended to resell it and never did. So she had a box of plush laying around she sent to me back when we still lived in Florida. And I love this guy so much. In fact, I had him as with me kissing him as a profile picture on Facebook for a while. I had a thumbnail for him on YouTube. And in fact, I think I'm going to use the picture of me with him for this thumbnail too. He's just so cute. Or she, I mean, she's pink and she's just cute. She hung out in my office with me in Florida. And then when we moved here, I kept her in my office again and she hung out on the bed with me. I really liked this sloth, but she did finally find her new forever home. She sold for $15, so that was a nice $12 profit. And you can see, I told you I got her in Florida. So yes, our store went on hold for a good bit, a couple of months at the end of 22, and we moved back here. And she may have sold faster if we hadn't done that, but Plush is very long tail, guys. It's going to be the slowest category you're ever going to sell in, not sail. You can sail with your plush while you wait for them to sell because they take forever. You can take them on the boat. But they are very, very slow. They are like snails. A snail race in molasses, as my mom used to say. So here's an Aurora teddy bear, sold for $8. Kind of poop. A big bird for $6. Disney baby Lovey for $8. I do talk sometimes about how Disney characters, specifically Mickey Mouse and Friends and Winnie Pooh and Friends, are very oversaturated. This is a Lovey. Loveys typically go for like $20, even Target and Walmart brands. This is Minnie Mouse. It sold for $8. So you see what I'm saying? I'd still pick this up if I saw it. $1.50 maybe, no more than that. Would I pay for the cost of goods? A Burger King Teletubby toy. This was a poop item. I listed some poop over the winter. I did a video on our poop items. In fact, I'm going to have that pop up for you at the end because I keep talking about my processes with these lower end items that come in your wholesale lot. And you shouldn't necessarily just toss them aside and get rid of them. You can still list them, just not prioritize them. So I'll have that video pop up in case you haven't seen it yet. And learn about how we deal with our poopy items. We have Old Navy. This is one of my favorite bread and butter brands. Sold for $14. Another pair made well for $26. Here's Hollister, speaking of, $22. Yes, these are men's. Men's will always sell for more than women's. But $22 on Poshmark, where they're paying, $8 shipping, is really good. And this is a brand that everyone else tells me is poop, is low-end mall brand. Don't bother with it. That's fine. Don't. Leave it behind. I'll take them. Leave them for me. Guess. This was one of my favorite. Guess and J-Lo were two of my favorite brands for a long time from 2017, probably through COVID. And then they just stopped selling so well, or as well as they had before that. I still will list them if they come to me in a thread-up box. I will not source them on purpose. I do leave them behind even if they're 99 cents. Unless they're plus size or have something special about them. Speaking of poopy plus size brands, I pick up Time and True all the time. It's a Walmart brand. If it's plus size or something unique about it, like these had the raw hems and they're very wide leg and they're button fly, I will grab them. These are only size 12, so they're not plus size, but you can see they're unique enough that they have something going for them. They're black. They're not regular blue jeans. And they sold for $13 over here where the buyer's paying for shipping. So this makes them like a $21 pair of jeans. And they're Walmart brand and they're used. So I say this all to say, between these and the Abercrombie and the Hollister, a lot of folks will turn their noses up at these brands. And I'm over here getting them for 99 cents at the thrift. Or when we buy wholesale, most of my clothing and plush items usually average out to $1 a piece. And flipping them and making $10. That's just our business model, though. That may not work for everyone. So keep that in mind when I talk about what works for me. It may not work for you. You have to work with what you can find in your area, what you can find readily available to you. If you want high volume, you have to be able to find these things over and over again in high quantity. If you have higher quality items, say you're sourcing somewhere in New York City or near Beverly Hills, you could probably do a lot lower volume, pay a higher cost of goods, and sell those designer items for more money. And again, it's also, do you do this part-time? Is this your full-time job? Are you paying the bills with it? Are you a single mom? Do you have 12 cats? Everybody's bills and needs and desires are different. Everybody's ability to source is different. Everybody's different. Some people do this alone. I do it with Keith. Some people have employees. And I just felt it was important to remind you of that because I have been seeing a lot in the last month or two, again, an influx of folks who do things a certain way, and in the Facebook groups on Instagram tend to try to make other people feel inferior, or if you do it different or don't do it my way, you're wrong. And that's not true. You can sell all Walmart clothes and make a good living. You could sell all electronics. You could sell all vintage items and antique furniture. You just have to find what works for you. And I also should add, sell what you enjoy selling. Don't sell something just because it's 10 other people do it and make you feel inferior if you don't. Because if you're selling stuff that you don't enjoy selling, you're going to be miserable. And one of the biggest reasons we do this is for the freedom of being our own boss, making our own hours, working from home, thrifting, sourcing, going shopping if that's your thing. We do this because we love it, we enjoy it, and we have freedom. So don't lock yourself into stuff that makes you miserable. You're your own boss, so you should be doing things that make you happy and make you fulfilled. I like what I list. I enjoy it. Not everyone does, but there's people who list things that I think would drive me nuts. So you have to find what works for you. And if it works for you, then you're successful, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says. What anybody else's business model or items that they sell looks like, if it doesn't look like what you're doing, but what you're doing is working for you, then you are successful and you're doing a great job. And I'm proud of you. Okay. All right. We got a couple items left, but I just wanted to talk about that because I have seen some negativity in the community again, and there shouldn't be. There's plenty of room out there for all of us. There's plenty for all of us to sell, and there's plenty of items out there for all of us to find something that works for us, whatever that looks like. I sold a Star Wars bundle. Do you see it? Y'all got to see this charm bracelet. I was very tempted to keep this for myself. It's really cute, but I don't wear jewelry, so I did decide to list it. When I did Google image this, there is a fourth charm that it has originally in the box when it comes from Disney World. Mine only had the 3 charms, so I just listed as is. And it slides. It's a pretty cool breakfast. I almost called it a breakfast. It's a pretty cool bracelet. So I did go ahead and list it, and the bundle sold for $22 all in. I've shown these before. I had 4 boxes of these. One buyer on eBay purchased 3 boxes, and I had 1 box left, so it sold in the bundle over here. These were mine personally, so I didn't buy these to source. I had 4 boxes of these I had purchased right before we moved back here from Florida. I have a Star Wars themed kitchen, and I thought these lights would be really cute above the cupboards. But when we moved into our new house here that we're renting, the kitchen cupboards actually flush against the ceiling, like they touch the ceiling. They don't have any space like the ones in our apartment did in Florida. And I kind of kept them around for a while, and I couldn't figure out what to do with them. So when we decluttered our office, I decided to go ahead and list them. So we do that often. We declutter and just sell stuff that we no longer need. And that's part of the joy of being a reseller as well. You can sell stuff that's just gathering dust in your house. You can clean out your closet, clean out your dresser, get rid of shoes you've worn one time. Just list them. All right, this is a bigger comic book. It's almost like a graphic novel. It was so big we could not get it into a bag or a board. So, of course, we always put that in our listing. All of our comics come with a brand new bag and board. If you want to know where we get our bags and boards, we get them from Amazon. We get a really good deal on them. In fact, I'll put the link down below just in case anybody needs them for selling or personal reasons. It's a really good deal. But we do have our templates say that they come in that, but we remove it. We'll make it these bigger, thicker graphic novels, and then we just put boards around them and padded like bubble wrap and paper and stuff to ship it. But this sold for $16. It's the Turtles from 1990, so that stuff does usually do pretty well. And it had some damage, so we disclosed that and put it in the picture. So yeah, we have templates for everything. We use List Perfectly. You guys know that. You can try it for 30% off your first month with our code Flippin Hippos. But even if you don't use List Perfectly, you should be using templates on eBay. Templates can actually do about 90% of the work of a listing. So you can take the photos, put them in your template, and maybe put in the price and the weight and fix your title. I mean, you can be 90% of the way done on a listing just by using templates. And that's really for people who do the same items over and over again. I should add that too. If you're doing lots of comics or jewelry or shoes or plush, and you can use these templates, or jeans or blouses or dresses. They do work for most items, but if you're someone who really does a lot of really weird one-off hard goods or anything like that, sometimes templates won't work for you. But I like them because honestly, like 95 maybe or more % of my work is done for me when I do my listing. I'm also using List Perfectly's new title creator and their background remover, and we have really streamlined our listings to where we are so much faster than ever before. So work in a way that makes sense for you, but also set yourself up for success. If you can use templates, if you can batch work, if you can have a list of items that you list often, the prices, like I created these jeans prices. Those are the common brands of jeans that I list over and over. And I created a list of prices for myself. I now include that guide for you guys in my jeans guide. I update that price guide once a year. When I'm at the thrift, I can see if jeans are worth sourcing based on what I list them at. But when I'm listing jeans, I can just look at that list. So anything you can do to make yourself more efficient, more streamlined, speed up your processes, and make you sit down and do more work in the same amount of time, I always recommend. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comments below. I know I've mentioned my guide several times in this video. We do have the clothing, the jeans, and the plush guides. But I would tell you today is Monday, June 17th. If you're interested in the guides, hold off till this weekend. I will be running a 50% off sale for the first day of summer just to celebrate that it's summertime. Yay! So I'm going to drop that on Friday. So hold off for that. That way you guys can save a little bit of money. And if you comment, I will get back to you. Join my Facebook group, Flippin Hippos Reseller Pod. And hey, go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know I talk a lot and I teach a lot, but I like my What Sold videos to be more than just a highlight reel. I like to teach as I go, and I like to implement tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that have helped us so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.